Hi, everyone. Hi, today we are going to talk about cultivating a healthy writer mindset. This is something that might be overlooked and you might think it's not so important, but actually, if you have goals that you're trying to achieve and your mindset holding you back, you are not going to be able to achieve those goals, or you will not find the satisfaction in achieving those goals that you would if your mindset was in a good place. So, I'm going to talk about a few ways to work through that mindset, those mindset things that kind of hold us back and that keep us stuck where we are. Because ultimately, and I posted about this a little bit earlier today, we cannot outwork an unhealthy mindset. No matter what we do, if we are working hard toward a goal but our mindset is keeping us from that goal, then we're working against ourselves and it doesn't actually work. So if we can change our mindset and get it into a healthier place, because we're always growing, so it's not ever like achieved, I have the perfect mindset. If you can get it to a healthier place, then your goals will be more achievable. You'll be able to achieve them with more ease and more satisfaction when you actually achieve that goal. So here are a few things that we'll talk about just to how to cultivate a healthy mindset, and it'll be really quick, I promise. So first thing is, and I say this all the time, is give yourself grace. In other words, stop beating yourself up, because if you're constantly beating yourself up for the things that you don't do, or the things that you wish you would do, or the things that you don't know, or the things that you did and you feel were wrong, all of those things actually drag down our motivation and drag down our confidence. And if we don't have the confidence and motivation to keep going, we will constantly be sabotaging our results. So, first thing, give yourself grace. Number two is know that everything will happen when it's supposed to happen. So, a lot of times we want to move forward quickly and we want things to happen more quickly than than they are happening. We want things to actually come into being immediately. We want that instant gratification. And sure, that might work on a small level and very minute things, but overall things are going to take longer than we think. But then the opposite side of that is our mindset. We can actually train ourselves to manifest those things more quickly than we think ever possible. So a lot of times things feel so difficult in the beginning and things feel like there's no progress being made. But once you start the wheel rolling, it's like a snowball. Once you get the snowball going down the hill, it just picks up snow by itself and things happen exponentially and things happen so much more quickly than they did in the beginning, because we have worked on our mindset and we've gotten the ball rolling, to use that idiom, and we are just picking up steam and we're growing that snowball and we're actually getting the things done that we want more quickly than we would have ever anticipated at the beginning, because to get something started sometimes takes a lot more effort and energy. That's just a physics thing, and I don't know a whole lot about physics, but I do know it's that whole a body in motion stays in motion. So when we're not in motion, we have to start, and that starting process can feel like a lot, especially when we're battling old mindsets that aren't serving us in the current position, what we're trying to do and trying to achieve. So trust divine timing. Trust the timing of everything. Trust that it will work out in its perfect time, even when it feels scary right now. Number three is to create a realistic plan for your goals. Now, this is not so much like the mindset thing. You kind of like that if you've heard of masculine energy and feminine energy. So the mindset is a lot of feminine energy. Creating a realistic plan can be on the masculine energy, but the good thing is we have both inside of us. Every single one of us, we have the ability to tap into our masculine side and our feminine side. And of course, these are not specifically related to men or women. They're just terms used to describe the two different energies. Masculine is very logical, and the in this terminology, I'm not saying this just applies to men, but I'm saying in the masculine energy that we're coming from is the very logical side, the very analytical side, and then the feminine side is the side that receives, and the side that is like the intuitive and the mindset side of things. So if those two things work together for both of us, then you can have the mindset that you desire when you actually bring those two together and you actually have them work in concert instead of against each other. So Creating a realistic plan for your goals is basically don't overplan or hold yourself to unreasonable standards or schedules. So if you want to become a Amazon bestselling author, that's awesome, but it's not going to happen tomorrow, probably, unless you start building that in. Again, that's going back to everything's going to happen in its perfect timing. So if you do not allow for that process to play out, still work for your goals and set a realistic plan to achieve them. But realistic is the key. You don't want to expect that things are going to happen in an instant. Again, that instant gratification, that's not going to work. You have to get the ball rolling. So make realistic plans and allow yourself, that's to give yourself grace, allow those plans to change as needed. Number 4 is practice self-care and soul care. So not only do you need to do things that feed your self and allow yourself the rest that you need and allow yourself the clarity that you need, you also need to do things that feed your soul. In other words, for us writers, it can be feeding your creativity. So a lot of times that could mean writing. For me, I know that's one of the biggest things when I am feeling burned out. And this is something that I had to learn myself recently because I had not written for a while and I was feeling really burned out. And this week I started writing and it feels so good, even though it's not something that it may be the next book I publish. It may not be, I may never publish it. It's just, I'm just letting my creativity run wild. And that is something that feeds my soul. And so that is something to lean into. And in order to allow yourself to give the self-care that you need, which sometimes means stepping away from writing, sometimes it means going for a walk or doing yoga or exercising or those are all kind of movement things. Just taking time for yourself or reading a book or whatever it is, allowing yourself the space to not do, to not accomplish, to not work on your goals every single minute of every day gives you that space and that clarity to actually have the energy and the motivation to work on those things when the time comes to work on them. I think we're number 5. Number 5 is commit to the outcome or the result. And basically, don't allow for any backup plans to remain an option. So this does not mean that sometimes, yes, things will change. Sometimes you will need to adjust your plans. Sometimes you'll need to do something in the meantime to reach your goals because things didn't quite work out the way you said. And adjusting is always fine. That's part of the give yourself grace. But also, if you desire to be an author and that is how you want to make your living, how you want to make your income, and how you want to spend your time, do not allow yourself to say, oh, well, that might happen. It might be okay. I have this backup plan. I'll sell insurance the rest of my life. Those things might be fine for now until you get to that. But if you really want that goal, that's something you have to commit to and decide that this is the goal that I will have and I'm going to achieve it no matter what. And that can sometimes there's a delicate balance here because yes, you need to know that yes, I'm going to do this no matter what. But also I can't come from a forcing energy. You can't actually force things to happen. So just something to consider there. Commit to the outcome. Allow the process to change as you get there, but knowing that that outcome will still come to pass. And then number 6 is to surround yourself with people whose mindset serves who you're becoming. So if you have people in your life that are constantly putting you down or are not supportive of the lifestyle that you want or are reinforcing bad habits or unhealthy mindsets, any of that, the most important thing is to set boundaries around those relationships and do not allow that energy to affect you. This can be a lot easier said than done. But learning how to set boundaries is important, not only in relationships, but for everything else as well. This is something that I am learning myself. So just being able to set boundaries around toxic or unhelpful relationships can really go a long way in helping your mindset. If you would like help with your mindset and anything else in your writer life, I am doing free clarity calls. So you are welcome to book one. I've got a lot of openings over the next month or so, and I would love to chat with you. All right, that's all. Bye.